I took time to be selfish. So I am feeling really sad about leaving my boys. Time to go. Hi, I'm Kristen. I'm a mom of 2 boys and I'm a professor. And today is my very first day that I will be going to a conference or training alone overnight without my boys. So my 2 boys are Maverick, who's 4, and Leonidas, who's 2. And I'm nervous. And so I thought I would take you along with me and talk about sort of how I find a juggle or a balance on being kind of the primary caregiver and mom of my boys. So I'm like the person that is kind of always there because my schedule allows a little bit more flexibility than my husband's. But also, I'm a career woman. I'm a professor, I'm tenure-track, and it's a very competitive field. I'm actually going to a National Institute of Health grant training, and that's where I'm going on this overnight trip. So right now I'm just sitting here at home. I'm grabbing lunch before I'm gonna go off to the airport. This morning I got my kids ready for school, made them breakfast, and dropped them off at preschool. And I've been thinking about how I would recommend things to you as wherever you might be. I think the first thing that I want to say is that I took time to be selfish. So it took me about 10 years to get my education. And wherever you might be, you might not have time for that. But maybe there's moments in your life where you can find time to be selfish, to worry about yourself, because I think that in order to have a career that you're really happy with, that might be kind of necessary. So it might be taking time to get a sitter or having your partner, who is my next tip, kind of take care of them for a little bit so that you can study or you can go on interviews or work or whatever it might be, but take time to be selfish. So for me, that was for 10 years when I was a student. Before I got married, I got engaged basically right after finishing my PhD to my husband, and we waited a couple years to have kids. So I was already like in my career a little bit before having kids. So I would say that that's the best, but if you can't do that and you're already kind of have kids, then there are moments that I still have to find now that I have a career that, you know, I need to ask other people for help. So that's the second tip, is that you cannot do this alone. It really takes a village to raise children, and even though you might want to be the primary caregiver, which I am to my children, you need to have other people that you trust, and that can be hard to find at the beginning. But I know number one is that I married a true partner. So my husband, he is a partner. He has a career that he loves, but he is actually going to be home today and tomorrow to make sure that our kids are taken care of. And he will take time off so that I can go places. Usually it's just local events because I've never done this yet, but I think we are true partners, and that's so important. But we also found daycare that we trusted. Both my kids went to daycare around 10 months or a year, and then they now go to preschool, and we did a lot of research and got references on preschools that really had good benefits and really places that we trusted for our children. And just know that even though you cannot be with them all the time, if you want to have a career outside of motherhood, just find people and places that you trust for them. So I am feeling really sad about leaving my boys. So I texted my girlfriend, and I think that, you know, that's definitely another tip, right? Is to surround yourself with women. Ideally, if you want to be a career mom, to have other friends that are moms also work, because they will help you to feel normal. And she reminded me that me leaving town was, you know, it's good for the boys to just have time with their dad. And I totally agree with that. So I actually just made a note for my boys and my husband. So I just put it here. So it says, "I miss you already. Have a blast. Just the boys. Love, Mom." So I think that made it feel better. And she told me to just, like, you know, remove my emotions from it and just remember that this is time for them. Time to go. here we go, off to the airport. First I'm gonna go get gas and then we're gonna go to the airport. So as I was filling up gas, I realized that I had another tip for you. I was thinking about how I actually really love my career, and that is something that keeps me going, you know, in those hard times when I'm struggling with the juggle of mom and work life. I remember how Maverick, my 4-year-old, he asks me about my day, and I tell him, like, in simplistic terms at this point, about what I do, about teaching students at the university or the research that I'm passionate about, and how it's helping people, because I research health and brain injury and health disparities. And I'm really proud of it, you know, and I think that that is what always keeps me going and keep pushing forward, is knowing that I'm proud of it and that I want my kids to be proud of it. And Maverick always says, like, after I tell him about my day, that he wants to come, you know, and he wants to come to my work. And I tell him, like, you definitely can. When he's school age, like, he definitely can. And so that's what keeps me going. So I guess my next tip is to make sure that you find a job or career that you're passionate about and that makes you happy, you know, that you're proud of. I just got to the airport, I just parked, and while I was driving here, my friend texted me something. She said, if you don't want your kids to be the center of the universe, or act like it, then don't make them the center of your universe, and don't be afraid to go after things that you're passionate about. And I think that that is my next tip and things that I'm going to follow today as I have my first day or night away from my kids, is to just do little things for yourself. I remember, like, preparing for my first day back to work, I read something that said to enjoy your lunch, and I actually started making myself breakfast, and you probably hear a plane go by, and I made myself, like, this yogurt parfait, a homemade yogurt parfait, and I always looked forward to it. Like, it was just something I did for myself, and I could eat at my desk after I went to work and kind of eat in peace. And you know, that's hard as a mom, so I'm gonna get myself probably some Starbucks here at the airport and just kind of try to enjoy myself while I wait for my plane. And so I hope that you will do the same as a working mom, as balancing it all. Just do something for yourself. Alright, so now I'm in the rental car and I'm going to be driving to my hotel. It's about 45 minutes, it's a long drive, but I'm looking forward to it. I am here in Utah and it's snowy and it's about 30 degrees out. I wore this new vintage or old vintage jacket, and it's wool and super warm. I was thinking about another tip I have for you. My husband sent me lots of pictures of the boys after they got home from school today, and it made me so happy. And at their preschool, they also send us pictures and updates of the kids. And so I think my tip is, if you're a working mom, to take advantage of wonderful technology that we have so that you can get beautiful pictures of your kids, and just know that they're healthy and they're happy, and you'll see them soon. All right, so I'm going to start driving to the hotel now. I just got to the hotel and I'm looking forward to relaxing now. It's been quite a day, and as you could see, it's been an emotional roller coaster in thinking about the work mom life and preparing for my first night away from the kids. But I have two last tips for you before I'm going to go to bed, and my last two are things that kind of I've learned along the way since my kids are 2 and 4, and I probably mostly learned them with Maverick, but it's always an adjustment with the second kid. So my 9th tip is routines. So when you're a working mom, I think that it's really important for you and the kids to have a dependable routine, because if you're going to be taking them to a daycare or preschool or leaving them with grandma or whoever it might be, you and the kids need to know, like, kind of around what time you will be picking them up. And I think that that really helps to stabilize me, like, emotionally, and for my kids. Every change in kind of caregiving from daycare to preschool was hard, and it was an adjustment. And so that's my 10th tip, is everything's an adjustment. So like me doing this first trip away, that's an adjustment. Like everything is new. And the first time, maybe the first week, maybe the first month, like of preschool or daycare is hard, right? Whenever you have another child, that's hard. Like having Leonidas, my second, was a new adjustment because it changed the routine. So I think routine and just acknowledging that everything's an adjustment. And once you adjust and you get your routine down, everything's like stable, it's a lot easier. I hope that you benefited from this video. If you liked it, I would love to make more because, you know, I would love to help other moms who are working moms and just trying to do it all. I think that we're really lucky to be able to be moms and also have careers. I think that it's a blessing to be able to do that. And I love it that I can do both. And I hope it was helpful. If it was, definitely give me a thumbs up and comment. I would love to hear from you below if you have any other tips. I'm sure all the other moms would love to hear it too. And I'd love you to subscribe if you like what you saw today. I look forward to seeing you in my next video.
Yeah, push over